Yeah.
I apologize. Robin, you were saying something. This is the Johnny Biden show. That's really God's show.
Yes, I was saying something. I was looking at Miss Cat. I said, baby, it looks like $1 million woman. And behind every good man is a great woman. So I just want you to know you are awesome. Like with everything that you do. I see how you got the right person on your team. So I just want to give you kudos, Miss Cat, because you are awesome.
I always appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm proud of her. And I'm glad she come out of Fort Worth, Dallas with brother Frederick. I'm getting over here where they can see that picture. And it's a wonderful thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Johnny Biden show. It's really God's show. It ain't my show, boy. Kendra gonna be there every time. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know when you come on this show, the first thing you're gonna learn is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and joy. I got on these clothes tonight for a reason. I'm not playing. I'm representing my people. I come out tonight for Hollywood, but my Hollywood is not for God. My Hollywood is for Godwood. I work for God, not Hollywood in California. And I got Robin on here tonight, Miss Underwood. I got Catherine. I got from Fort Worth, Dallas. I got Frederick from Fort Worth, Dallas. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where Tony Fame at, but I hope he show up. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a great crew tonight. We got some cut stuff. We got Uncut Truth, All Game, Still a Game, American Gangster Redemption of Johnny Biden.
So we're going to let you take it away so you can give your intro for today and give us some motivation, and we'll be right back on, sir. So we're going. Ooh, got the wrong person. Go ahead, Minister. Take it away.
I have no problem with it. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of my co-hosts. Robin is a co-host. I'll be on her show as well, and I co-host her. But ladies and gentlemen, I got Frederick. I got a good crew of people. I got people that believe in God. I got people that know God, and we're not afraid of anyone nowhere on the planet Earth. We're going to speak the truth. We got some problems with Tony Underwood being shot in the back for illegal use of an automobile and battle ram him. And he get out the car and you shoot him in the back. And 79 days later, he dead. If you think we're going to let this go, you done lost your everlasting mind. This is going all over the world. And if the family let me do it, we're going to do a movie. I'm not going to let it alone. T-shirt. I'm not letting it alone until we sue that police officer, until he off that force. And then the police department going to have to pay for this because they killed an innocent man. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are not here to play. We are freedom fighters. And y'all need to understand what they just tried to do here in Houston, taking 5 seats. While y'all sitting up going to happy hour for an hour, while you drinking, they thinking, and they taking everything from us. While you in Galleria trying to get a Chanel purse or some other purse or St. John, I don't know who made a saint. And we trying to buy some Nike tennis shoes and all this foolishness. And we spend $1.3 trillion a year on foolishness. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you see Muhammad Ali. I know you see Malcolm X. I know you see George Foreman. I know you see Sugar Ray. This is what I'm in tonight. I'm not playing. I ain't just talking about from here. I'm talking about from here. We are going to stop this buffoonery. This show going to go all over the world. Men with a D, the Ghetto Boys, have touched almost 9 million people in 10 weeks, and we're going to touch another 9 million. I'm going to take Robin and Frederick, and if Tony Fame want to go, Catherine, we're going all over the world. We're going to have a $25 to $50 million show. Ain't nobody going to stop us because ain't nobody teach a solution on these shows but us. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't got time to play with nobody. What done happened to us and our people, we don't like it. How we keep on getting shot and killed. We going for Breonna Taylor, Pamela Turner in Baytown, 2 to the head, 2 to the body. Breonna Taylor, 31 shots in her house. A little girl, 25, 26 years old, security guard, had nothing to do with that. Gave the boy $12 million. You think you can kill us and give us $12 million? Are you serious? Sandra Bland, you ain't gave us nothing but a street. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this stuff is steady going on because this systemic racism is from the top to the bottom. Donald Trump, let me say something to you. You're not my president. But since you are the president of the United States of America, I'm going to give you enough respect to say this to you. God sees you. And I know you don't believe in God, but you're coming down. God is going to bring you down. The same way I told the world, Elon Musk would not be with you long because both of y'all narcissistic. So that wasn't going to last. Mr. Trump, you need a psychosocial assessment and a dynamic. And what you're doing to poor people and how you took that $900 billion from SNAP, Head Start, Medicaid, Medicare, and how you took it from insurance people, 17 million, 18 million people off insurance, and sack lunches. Mr. Trump, you don't know what you're doing, sir, but keep going. God is going to deal with you. Everybody else running from you, but God going to run right into you. Sir, you're not getting away. What you reap is what you sow. You have disrespected poor people. And God said, what you do to the poor, you done to me. I'm trying to warn you, sir. You're getting yourself in trouble with God. You're not in trouble with me. You're in trouble with God. I know you don't believe in God. You got a Bible, you got some tennis shoes, you got a coin. You just doing your thing. But remember, Mr. Trump, what you reap is what you say. So, and God said in Isaiah 40, have you not heard? Has it not been told? That's nothing too hard for me. I know you're looking at me, or you're just a little black boy with some glasses on and a suit and a bow tie. No, sir. I'm way more than that. I'm a servant of God. And John in Jeremiah 15:15 to 32, I'm God's spokesperson. And Frederick Muhammad and other brothers will tell you, they shipped me to 2030 prison all across the country for 6 years, a diesel therapy, in the so-called strongest government in the world, United States government. You know why? I have no gun. I have no AK, but I had this. I was bringing Christians and Muslims, Baptists, under the one God, one faith, one baptism. All these religions, 1,600 some religions, is religiosity to keep us away from each other. That's why most of the mega churches are non-denominational. Church with no wall, Rock West, non-denominational. Fountain of Praise, Pastor Remus Wright and Mill, non-denomination. Pastor J, High Dimension, non-denomination. Then most of the mega churches are non-denominational. My brother down in Atlanta, non-denominational. Friendship West, you might well say non-denominational. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand that y'all took religion to use us. Some rappers, gangbangers, asked me, not rapper, but gangbang, in Leavenworth asked me a question. They say, Mr. Bond, Dr. Jeremiah, when y'all stop fighting over religion and stop killing each other over religion, then we'll stop gangbanging. Ladies and gentlemen, how can I go back and ask them to stop gangbanging when we over here fighting, my God bigger than yours, your God bigger than mine? It's one God, one faith, one baptism, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we can prove it in no limited time. So all this religious option is over. And in Ezekiel 34, God said you clothed yourself, you fed yourself, but you have not fed the flock. So ladies and gentlemen, without any folk, in the do, I'm going to bring my people on. Before I bring them on, she know what time it is. She got to pray, and she got to show this commercial so y'all can see where we at, where we going, and the people we done dealt with. Robin, the night is your night. Frederick, the night is your night. We going to the top of the world. This show going to go platinum because the world needs to see the truth and a solution to the truth. Catherine, put it on. Always stay ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
We might as well go ahead and let the cat out the bag now then, man, and let them know, man, to start right now following the Johnny Binder Show. Yeah, start following right now. Start following Johnny Binder Show on YouTube right now. Johnny Binder Show on YouTube. Start following right now. Look, let me tell y'all straight up. I have to hold him back at times. So like y'all think y'all hearing something on my show. I have to hold him back because this dude be on go. Like go. So I know y'all gonna enjoy his content. So make sure you follow the Johnny, but it's not the Johnny Binder, but Johnny Binder Show on YouTube and Twitch. So yeah, he gonna be streaming like y'all ain't seen this dude. Like he put in the work for real, and that's why I rock with him. He really do put in the work in the community. A lot of people talk that community talk.
90% of your crew is snitching. Get out of the game. Whatever money you got, go open some kind of business. If you don't know how to open then to do what my partner did. He gave his money to a restaurant owner. Now he rich because the restaurant owner paid him every month. He invested like half a million with him. And now he out of Galveston. So now he gets rich. Him and his wife got a big home. They come out of Texas University. If you ain't an entrepreneur, invest your money with Willie D. Or with Catherine, whoever doing business. With me. I'm gonna build 90 townhouses. I need 2.5 right now. So again, invest your money with somebody you can trust. But get out the game. If you don't get out the game, you're going to prison. And 85-90% of the time you do, when you get out, you'll be dead. It's not worth it. So this Johnny Binder talking to me.
Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
All this old new boo stuff, shooting and killing each other, man. That ain't gangster.
Listen to me. Yeah.
That ain't gangster. For the lack of knowledge. I'm not playing. I don't do that. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm going to do everything I can because in Ezekiel 34, God said we clothe ourselves. We fed ourselves, but we have not fed the flock. And the flock has scattered all over America. So we, so-called ministers, pastors, and bishops, you cannot say we did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
Welcome to the Johnny Binder Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be here. It is an honor to be here. This is God's show. I'm the acting CEO. I'm not the CEO. I don't qualify to be no CEO, but the God I serve is the CEO, and that's the God I follow. I have not lost a debate for 34 years. I'm not being braggadocious, but I know for a fact, as long as I follow supreme wisdom and speak from the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah, encyclopedia and dictionary, the same one Malcolm X wrote, I read. So, ladies and gentlemen, we said, told J. Edgar Hoover, if he could find one word wrong, he get $10,000 a word. That was in 1965 or 66, somewhere in there. And from that day to this day, 2025, Mr. Hoovenets have not found anything, and they never will. We are the truth. And that's why you shipped me for 6 years, diesel therapy. I was a child. I've never said it like this, Frederick. I didn't know why they were shipping me. All I know, a pussycat can't wake up a lion. A lion woke me up. And when the lion woke me up, I was in the church thinking I was Baptist, 24 different Baptists. So thank you, Pastor C.L. Jackson, for giving me and ordaining me in the church. Thank you, Minister Farrakhan, where I got my ex in 1993. I thank that you and the Pastor C.L. Jackson came together. Y'all had 15,000 men on the inside, 20,000 on the outside, the Million Man March. I want to thank and salute both of y'all for the great work y'all done and for all the lives that y'all saved. What a God, what a God, what a God. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight y'all can call in on 281-896-8215, or you can come over at the Johnny Viner Show on YouTube. Tonight it's Uncut. We want to talk about what's going on in D.C. Then they say they want to do it in Chicago. Then they're trying to take 5 seats here in Texas. Donald Trump is showing his systemic racism 1,000%. Is something wrong with him? He needs a psychosocial assessment. He needs a dianetic, and God is going to deal with him. He's not getting away. He's not getting away. No one's getting away. And not just him. No one. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we got to change what we do. And we have to work for God. Because God is our ultimate source. And it's a lot of truths going to come on here tonight. And I pray that y'all can take the truth. And Jesus said the truth should set you free. So I pray that you understand that the truth will set you free. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming on. I thank you that's going to come on at the Johnny Viner Show on YouTube, and we would appreciate it so we can get this other 300-400 subscriptions so we can get monetized. And every time you do that, you save a life. Whenever my sister come back, Robin, I'll be glad when she come back, whatever she's doing. There she is, there she is, there she is, there she is. Bring right, there they go, there they go, there they go, there they go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask them some hard questions, then I'm going to answer them with them. My question, I know ladies go first, then we go. I'm going to start with you, Fred. I don't want to go right at Robin. I know she qualified, but I'm going to go at you first. Fred, all the way from Dallas. What would you say to our children that's been played in the shooting and killing one another on these pagan holidays and these Friday evening happy hours because we want to be happy for an hour, and now everybody got a hookah pipe. They done made it legal for hookah pipes everywhere all over the country, then set us up again, burning our brain out. And now they got flower shops everywhere. What would you say to young people from 13 to 21 years old? Stop them from being trapped. Take 1 or 2 minutes and tell us, what would you say to them to stop them from being trapped, being used, where they make $40 billion a year in this federal penitentiary, and how they're being tricked out their life?
Well, first of all, we have to understand the system of education. We have to understand that what's going on in today's society is designed for us as young Black men and women to fail. What we need is a new paradigm, a new educational system, a new political system, a new economical system. And for those out there that And I'm talking to the young black men and women. Because every day I turn on YouTube or I turn on Facebook, I see them out there fighting with all their clothes off. And you got people standing back applauding. It's because, why? Where there is no knowledge, the peoples perish. So for the lack of knowledge, we don't have no reasoning and no understanding. And the reason being is because they're not being educated today, Dr. Jeremiah. So I think that we need to go back to the drawing board as parents. We need to re-educate ourselves so we can educate our children. And we have to train that child up, as the scriptures say, in the way they should go. When they get old, they will not depart. See, but first, we have to be the example. In order to get someone to follow,
Come
you
on.
have to be an example. And hopefully through the example that we set as intelligent black men, studious black men, they can't do nothing but follow, brother. So I'm saying to all you youngsters out there, all you young men, get some education. Surround yourself with positive thinking people. Because the idle mind is the devil's workshop. See, it's easy to do nothing. All you got to do is just wake up and don't do nothing. It's not hard doing right, man. Trust me, I know. I've been there. Did 21 years in the federal penitentiary for a pistol. A pistol wasn't even mine. But by me being an ex-felon, it's called a 922G and a 924E. For all who know, that's a person that has been convicted of a felon that's in possession of that firearm. That's how the ATF and the FBI can come in and catch you up. This is why you see a lot of young black men going to federal prison for
Say
the
that.
weapon. But you don't know this because you haven't been taught this. And the reason why you haven't been taught this is because you now had a teacher to teach you this. The scriptures say, how can you have a teacher unless that teacher be sent? Now, I know a lot of times we don't want to listen to what the next man has to say. But if it makes sense, man, grab a hold of it. I don't take nothing on face value. And I'm not advising you to take nothing on face value. But what I am suggesting is do your research. Because research is best qualified for those who does their research. Now, I'm going to say this here. It's a question I want to pose to you, young man. Why does the devil keep our people illiterate? Why does the devil keep our people illiterate? Because he don't want you to know how filthy he is in all his affairs. He is afraid when you find out about his dealings, his affairs, that you will wake up immediately. See, but he keep you ignorant so he can use you for a tool and also a slave. He want to keep you blind to yourself so he can master you. That's why he taught you to look up in the sky where he can take everything away from up under you. Because why? We know if you want wheat, you want a brick home, you want a brand new car, it's not going to come out of the sky. It's going to come right here from each. But yet we out here killing each other for a car that once you drive a week or two, it ain't new no more. So it ain't no useful. You want a new one. Then when you see your partner pull up in one that's better than yours, you want to try to go get you one. But if you don't got the means to get it, how you going to get it? So they put television out there. That's to tell lies to your vision. So what they doing, they making you suffer from pathological analysis. That's a delusional state to where they want to keep you hypnotized. It's called hypnosis, brother. This to keep you hypnotized and crippled. So you won't see the real focal that's in the end. In Revelation 21, it says, for I saw a new heaven and a new earth. And the old heaven and the old earth passed away. Meaning that a new economical, a new political system and social system has to come into fruition, brother. But how are we going to do that if we out here fighting and killing each other? So, Dr. Jeremiah, the answer to your question is, brother, is that we need education. We need self-discipline. We need to humble ourselves. We need to re-examine what we've been told and what we've been taught.
Thank you. Sister Robin, with all due respect, young lady, I tell your family, I tell your husband, I tell your mother, your sister, you are a woman king. You are a warrior. And I, Dr. David Jeremiah, will put you all over the world. You will be a millionaire and you will save young girls' life. You are powerful and you will not allow anyone to take the power God has given you. Whoever understands the wisdom and the knowledge that you have, pray for them and tell them to stay seated and watch. And when they see you rise to the top, they can remember one thing: God done it. This is your time, sister. I can't wait to come to your studio. I can't wait to work with you at your studio. And this is your show. This is our show. Ain't no big I, little you. Whatever you know I don't know, teach me. Whatever Fred know I don't know, teach me.
That's right.
God, the only one, knows it all. So I'm not a know-it-all. I'm a learn-it-all. And this is not my show. This is our show. This is God's show. I'm not a narcissistic. It's not about me. Sometimes I won't even be on the show. And you'll be running the show, Robin. You'll be running the show, Fred and Catherine. We have to do what we have to do to make each other successful. I want to ask you a question about young girls that have uncovered because they have not discovered who they are. Got us Brian here and said in Genesis, which I know they don't know the Bible. In Genesis, they got us, they said they're going to kill all the boy babies 2 years old down. They want to hide the children. They said, well, what will we do with the women? They said, we'll use the women as spoils of war, as booties. And that's when they came up with the song, the Ohio players with them skin tight britches, wanting people in dishes, skin tight. Then they came with Commodores, 36, 24, 36. Then they started doing booty contests and leg contests. And now young women for the last 10 years been shooting stuff. Some of them done died. Shooting stuff in their butts, shooting stuff in their breasts, sucking stuff out their stomach. Kanye West's mother died doing this. And other women have died doing this here. Trying to look away for some dude that ain't worth $1.95. If you want a woman to look right, dummy, what you do is what they did on Let's Get Married in Tyler Perry's show. He went up in the snow. He worked out with her. They changed the diet. Jill Scott, she got finer and beautiful. If you want your woman more fine and beautiful, not just on the outside, but in here. If a woman fine and ain't nothing up here, she might as well not be fine. So that's stupidity. So again, young lady, you got both of them. You're fine on the outside and your mind is fine. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, my co-host, my partner, my friend, the lady that lost her family member a few days ago, stayed in there 79 days, shot, wouldn't let us see him for almost the first 30 days. We didn't see him about 40 days. I walked in there and talked to him. He grabbed my hand, held my hand. I asked him, would he live for his mother and family? And he said, yeah. Some kind of way they moved him from bed 1 to bed 9. I don't understand why would you move a man with all that stuff hooked to him, taking a chance to unhook it and create a problem where he was already settled, trying to bring him back from rehab, and y'all take him and move him to bed 9, and a few days later, he dead. So I don't know what happened, but we do know one thing. It was from the gunshot. A man died in the hospital. And the hospital with all the machines couldn't keep him breathing. You couldn't put him on you didn't keep him breathing? You think I'm crazy? If you think I believe that, if you think I believe y'all tried to save him, I don't believe that. I don't believe it, never will believe it. Something is wrong, that malfunction. You moved him from bed 1 to being 9. I don't understand it, but I know one thing. I want to ask Robin Underwood, what would you tell young girls that has uncovered, because they have not discovered who they are? They're not whole. They're not one night stands. Let them know how important they are to this struggle, these freedom fighters that's on here, so we can save our kid and our kind. We're killing each other each and every day. Every time you turn the TV on now, women are fighting. I just picked up a case when they just beat this little girl up, 16 years old. People are laughing at us. We're like a bunch of animals. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, Miss Robin Underwood, the queen of this show.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? So to answer your question, so I'm gonna take it back a little bit because Mr. Frederick said something that made a lot of sense. First off, we don't have God in a lot of these homes that these children are being raised in, and most children are being self-raised. And I think the sad thing about today is everybody is so judgmental, where a person can see a need but won't help it, but they would talk about the need. You can see a girl with shorts in her ass, and you can see her needing some help, and you will judge her from standing across the street with her shorts in her ass, but you don't know everything that she done seen growing up, or what she done went through, or what she experienced in life. But you automatically judge her, and instead of grabbing her and bringing her in and talking to her and introducing her to God and introducing her to something better, a lot of times girls run across somebody who would take advantage of their vulnerability. So if you have not been taught to understand, hey, it's men out there that will see you in this light and will take advantage of you in this, you're
My
still
God.
going to be exposed to more of the wrongdoing. So what I feel like is missing in the households, and I mean missing to the most extent, is God. Like, people are not taking their kids to church. People are not praying for their kids. People are not teaching their kids how to pray. People are not praying over their kids or around their kids. Majority of the time when people go to church, it's for a holiday. You're going for Christmas, or you're going for Easter, where you can dress up and you can show your flashy attire that you got just to wear to church on this particular Sunday. But throughout the year, your child is not being taught about God. And if we being honest, you do not have to learn about God in the church house. You can learn about God at home. That's where it was being taught at first, in the house. So and now we have also moved away from it takes a village, because it takes a village. Some of us wasn't taught. My mama did not know how to read or write. So if it wasn't for her paying somebody to tutor me, I probably would be lacking in the reading and writing division. And if everybody around me would only have judged my mama and her circumstances and put me in that same box, I would have the mentality that I couldn't do it because my mama didn't do it. So I think, honestly, what we have to do is, those of us that have the knowledge to pass on need to pass it on, and pass it on in a non-biased, non-judgmental way. Because people are not going to accept it when it's coming from you and you're judging them. But they will accept it from you when you're coming from a place of experience. When you can say, hey, man, I was that dude in the streets that was hustling. When you can say I was that girl that had the shorts in her ass. When you can say I was that dude that stole out the store. When you can say I held that gun and I robbed somebody, but this is where I am. That's where I was, but this is where I am. So I think a lot of times we have to take a step back, and we have to understand, how do we sound when we present this information to a person? How are they taking it when we present it to them? Because if we sound a certain way and they not receiving it in the manner in which we're introducing it to them, they're going to take it the wrong way and they're going to push back. And that's not what we want. So I think at the end of the day, God has to be the solid foundation, the center of everything that we have around us. And I also think that we have to be considerate of others and understand everybody wasn't raised like you. Everybody wasn't raised like me. I was raised in the hood. I was raised by a single mama, but my mama taught me standards. She taught me values, and she also taught me the things that she knew and the things that she learned up along the way. You have parents that tell their kids that they only had sex with one person, and the kid think if they messed up and had sex with two people, they condemn. They don't know their mama used to sell cat. It's sad to say. You see what I'm saying? But had you told your child, baby, listen, mama had it hard. At one point, I sold my body. I don't want you doing that. Maybe your child will look at it like, oh my God, my mama sold her body. I don't want to do this. But we hide things. That's even in marriages. You have these long-lasting marriages where people make you think that they've been walking on rose petals and been drinking from the fountain of youth the whole marriage. When in true, you tell the true story, you done got cheated on half your marriage, and you're still staying there because it's beyond that point. Marriage is not just for that. Marriage is about going through things. So I think overall, people have to understand what is your position in this life. How are you going to get to the youth? How are you going to reach them? Are you going to reach them condemning them? Are you going to reach them letting them know, hey, I was right there in that fire with you, but I got out. And I got out in time to understand that I can reach somebody else and I can teach somebody else. Also, I know with one of the scriptures is Proverbs 13:20 says, walk with the wise and become wise. For a companion of fools will suffer harm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to let them know, y'all hanging with all these fools, baby. As long as you hang with a fool, you're going to be a fool. I told my big kids that I had adopted, I say, if you want to be a lawyer, you hang with lawyers. You want to be a doctor, you hang with doctors. If you want to be a judge, you hang with judges. But if you want to be a hoe, you hang with hoes. You got to be honest with what's going on in this world and how it's being presented, because people make something look so glamorous and so good and so tempting until before you know it, you already in it. And you're trying to see how you're going to get out of it. If somebody would have warned you before you walked in that door and told you actually what was really on the other side, you probably wouldn't even want to go through there. So I think God having people around you that's pushing you towards something because you can literally hold somebody accountable without condemning them for what they're doing. You can teach somebody without making them feel like ain't nobody else did it. Because I think a lot of times that's what make people do wrong. You see all these people over here in these toxic situations, everybody having fun, but it's 100 of them over here. Over here is just 3 the ones that's praying and talking about God. It look boring over here. But guess what? They accept this over here. You see what I'm saying? So you got to let a person understand where you at and where you meeting them at and where you been and what you done been through and what you done overcame. Stop hiding everything. Stop. Now, I will say this. Everybody don't deserve your full testimony. There's no way I'm going to sit up here and tell somebody who never smoked crack I was a crackhead. What are you going to learn from that? You ain't smoked crack. I ain't finna ever sit over here and tell somebody who ain't ever robbed a bank why not to rob. You ain't got no thoughts about robbing no bank. What I'm telling you about that for? So you help a person where they need that help at. Everybody don't deserve your full story, because everybody not gonna take your full story and do what needs to be done with it. Some people gonna judge you for your full story. So you got to know when to turn that switch on and when to turn that switch out. You got to know who to tell what to and who not to tell what to, because everybody not gonna take everything you say the right way you saying it. If that makes sense.
Make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I think
a lot of sense.
And with these young ladies, I would tell them, and I tell them honestly, because you got a lot of young girls and they giving their body away. I remember
they giving their heaven to hell. They giving their heaven to hell. I'm doing a rap song. Stop giving your heaven to hell.
Well, and I'm not trying to be judgmental, but some of them got hell on hell that they giving hell. So and some of them heaven's been gone a long time ago. But I need them to understand one thing. I remember back in the days, even, and it seems small now, but you had to know somebody at least 3 months, like really dated them before y'all even thought about being intimate. You know, now it's the first day. Now it's literally
because we don't become animals. We think with our lower self. We don't think with our higher self. Noble Drew Ali came in 1929 with Circle 7 told we think with our lower self. We don't think with our higher self. They tricked us.
Which might be true. But what I'm saying is, even when a person was back then thinking with their lower self, they still had something in them to let them know, I really need to know this person. I really need to see if this person really likes me. If me and Frederick talk 2 days and we mess around 2 nights, that man probably don't even speak to me tomorrow. He don't have no reason to. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't even giving a person a chance to even see if they naturally like you before you giving them the most intimate parts of you. And it's because people have made it so acceptable and making it like, okay, just because good sex is going to make a long-lasting relationship. No, good sex can be found on any corner. Any corner. I tell people anytime, if you put 100 women in the room, 100 women, all of them going to have one thing in common, and that's a cat. But tell me, beyond that, what do you have to offer? What sets you aside? What sets you apart from the other women besides a cat? Because that's one thing y'all have in common. So I think with the younger girls, they just literally have to learn to find self-value in themselves, like literally love yourself. I tell people all the time, we say we love ourselves, but if you look at it, look how many times you let the one person do you wrong. One person, you kept letting that same person do you wrong. If you love yourself more than anything else, how'd you let anybody do you wrong? Should nobody be able to play on your top? We don't love ourselves like we saying we love ourselves. We saying it. But the action behind it is showing that we don't love ourselves like we think we love ourselves. And it's because how we've been groomed, how we've been raised. We've been raised to endure pain, everlasting pain, to take that up with everything in us and keep forgiving and keep forgiving and keep forgiving. And that's going to show how much you love somebody. But what is it showing you to yourself? But I'm going to step down because I think I done probably overtalked.
No.
You're doing awesome.
No, don't you say that. That's a lie. You ain't overtalked us. You did what we needed you to do. This tape gonna go viral anyhow. You just touched thousands of young girls. Within a week or two, we plan on this tape to go 1 million people. We got marketing companies, everything to put it out to tell people here we are. Once they find out where we at, they coming from everywhere. Me and Willie D from the Ghetto Boys touched almost 9 million people in 10 weeks. We're going to do the same thing. The people want to hear the truth. People are tired of lies. They're tired of people that's narcissistic. What you just did, young lady, you just gave yourself up and told the young girls who you are and what you are. Pretty as you are, they never even thought of none of that. So you here trying to save their life.
Oh, no, I ain't did none of that. I'm just telling them what people have went through.
Yeah.
No, I ain't did none of that. I'm just telling you like what people
I didn't say you went through it. I'm telling you the way you talking to them.
Yeah.
You allow them to understand who you are and how you have grown so they can stop doing what they doing, because we don't have enough women talking to our women because they tell me they ought to know. Now they don't know to know. They ain't got no mother. Most of their mothers teenagers, and the teenagers don't know what they're doing. They right back at the club doing the same thing, the hunt in the game.
I will tell you this story, and I will give this life experience away. I will tell it. At a young age, and this is why I say you have to know and understand what you're dealing with. My mama literally had her first kid. Well, she got pregnant at 11. Her husband shot her, and she fell off the porch and fell on her stomach and had a miscarriage. She had her first child at 12 by a man that was 21, right?
Your mama's how old?
My mama was 12. The dude was 21. Now
12 years old, had a baby?
Had a baby. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. Now she was 11 when she was pregnant with the first child when he shot her, and she fell off the step and landed on her stomach and had a miscarriage. So with the second pregnancy, she was pregnant. She had the baby, but the dude was 21. They put her age up on the birth certificate. I said all that to say I was raised by her. Couldn't read, couldn't write. Mama hit her in the head with an iron. Supposed to have been unconscious for like 3 months in a coma. Like my mama went through a whole bunch of stuff, right? And she was when we got old enough to. She said when we got old enough to date, anybody we dated had to do for us. So my first boyfriend had to have some type of money. So my first boyfriend was a drug dealer, right? And then the second boyfriend I went with was 21 years older than me. And we stayed together for 9 years. So I know how it can be if you run across the wrong person. Luckily, God put the right older man in my life. because he literally took care of me. He literally did, you know. But I know how it can be. I know when you're a young girl out there, when your mama ain't doing for you, when you got to pay bills. I've been paying bills since I was 15 years old, so I can't say that. But I had a mama that was street smart, even though she wasn't book smart, and she told us the ins and outs, and she let us know. So my mind frame was I couldn't mess with no boy at my age. Like, what could you do for me? We both in school. Like, you can't have no job. So I literally dated up. So I would say that if there's gonna be anything that I say out there, I would tell these young girls, like, keep yourself, like, hold yourself, because even with him being an older man and he did me right, it was still, that was my youth that was taken from me, because I became an older woman at a young age.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just glad.
My God.
I'm glad that he treated you right.
Mm-hmm.
He invested in you.
Mm-hmm.
He made sure you were successful. Did he know God? Was he able to help teach you about God?
He was in the streets. He was literally in the streets. It was definitely not an equally yoked relationship at
Okay.
all. Now that you can look at it and look back, it was literally. But I'm talking about paid for my prom, paid for my high school, paid everything I needed. Like, my mama literally, like, when I say put me out, she literally threw me out. And like, most girls have been out there literally selling or staying from house to house and sleeping from dude to dude, you know. But yeah.
So, Robin, how did you break the generational curse?
I seen what was wrong and I didn't want no parts of it. Like, even now, like, with my nieces and nephews, I had set myself apart, you know. And I think when I came back around this time, like with the family death, it was more of a respect thing. She's not gonna tolerate it. She's not gonna take it. I just seen our family go through so much stuff. Like how Dr. Jeremiah was, like, my sister that's in Dallas, she was a millionaire, like literally millionaire in the streets. Like, we done seen bullets flying over our head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen homemade gas bombs being made. Like, we grew up in a time where it was horrible. So I tell my kids can't tell you my kids can't tell you they seen us hold a gun. My kids not going to, because I'm not exposing them to that type of lifestyle. I seen what it was. I seen where it was. And I'm grateful because I know God helped me. I didn't have my first kids till I was 30. So I was married before I had my kids. So I know at the end of the day, it was the curse has been broken. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not keeping up with the same thing. Like, my mama had 7 kids. I graduated from college. Like, out of the 7 kids, my brother and them was in jail when they finished school. So I just, with my kids, I don't want that for them. I don't see it for them, and I'm not going to accept that for them. And I tell that to any kid.
I think we interrupted you when you were saying that you felt like your childhood was stolen from you.
Yeah, because, you know, when you start raising, well, not raising kids, but when you start, like, paying bills at an early age, like, literally, we bought our own school clothes. We got jobs. I'm mopping houses. I'm babysitting. We buying our own school clothes. We have been, and then when, like, my mama got kicked out the projects, like, we literally had to go get a job, and we had to pay. Sharika paid $200. I paid $200. My mom paid $200. We all had bills that we had to pay. So when these girls be out, my first car, my mama didn't buy that. The dude bought that. So it wasn't no, like, I when I see girls and they, oh, my mama didn't buy my prom, baby girl, your mama bought your prom dress. My mama gave me $100 on my whole graduation. That's what she gave me, $100. You know, so I just look at it. I didn't get to, when I got to high school, I literally was sitting at Jack Yates and I was looking like, oh, these kids is childish. You know? And I'm in high school, I'm like, oh my God, they childish. But at the end of the day, no, ma'am. You just grew up fast, you know. But I wasn't fast, like running around sleeping with dude to dude. But literally just on an adult, like paying bills, know how to take care of yourself, driving to school, no driver's license. That was me. Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Robert. Now that you know all this and you've done all this, right?
Say that again.
I say, now that you've been through this and you've experienced this yourself, what would you tell the young girls now for coming up? How would you tell them to go about changing?
Wait on God. Wait on God. If I tell you nothing else, I laughed today because something went on today, and it was just like I just did it. And then some wind up transpiring. I'm like, man, God be talking to you, and you supposed to move, and you just be ignoring it. But I would say, wait on God. My whole life, my mama, this one thing she did, she kept us in church. And I always prayed to God, and I'm literally, even with my life, even with my kids' life, I'm like, it ain't nothing but God. Like, it ain't nothing but God to just set everything aside. Like, I got triplets. Like, and I kid you not, on my wedding video, before I even been pregnant or anything, Wallamo nickname is said on my video. Like, they were like, we waiting on Wallamo. Like, Kamani name was already picked out. Like, my kids, like, I literally tell them, I'm like, it's crazy. I had 3 of y'all at one time, and I be saying I wouldn't have no more kids, but God gave me all y'all because he probably knew I wasn't really gonna go back having no more kids. And the kids' names I said, they here.
Let me say something to you. I want to say something to all of you. I want to use God.
If my phone die, if it blank out, it's my phone.
Won't you go get a charger right now and put the charger on it like I got mine? I just sent Dr. Renee to the link. So call her, Catherine, tell her she come off if she want to. Because she's over here. Dr. Renee, move yourself to at the Johnny Binder Show on YouTube. Once you do it, everybody else will do it. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to read something, but I'm trying to wait for her to get back. Okay. But come on YouTube so you can hear us and see us. Thanks. You can come on YouTube, Miss Renee, and you don't have to turn your camera on, but you can hear us and see us. So again, Robin, you connected your phone. Robin, you connected your phone?
And she's still trying to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got something I want to give to the world. In Ecclesiastics, I think Robin is back. She's hooking her phone. Thank God. You hook your phone up, Miss Robin? Okay. I want to help everybody out in America right now. In Ecclesiastes, because a lot of people misunderstand God. And in Ezekiel 34, Robin, unmute your phone. Robin, unmute your phone.
It's unmuted.
Okay. And a lot of people misunderstand God. So tonight, I want to help you on the Johnny Binder Show, because when I was out there in the street, I didn't understand God. So I had to go to prison and be locked up for 40 years. Did 10 for a woman I've never been with, Marie Preston. This is the Johnny Binder Show, but it's God's show. So God showed me while people playing dominoes, I was playing God knows. And while people thought it was a cemetery, God turned it into a seminary. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to read something to you God showed me that'll help with what Robin said, what Fred said, what Catherine said in the world. From a purely human perspective, the 2 wisest men ever lived is who? Okay. In the history, certainly 2 of the best teachers were Jesus of Nazareth and Solomon, king of Israel. But if the 2 travel the same road in terms of skill, their paths diverge as a crossroad called integrity. Donald Trump, wherever you at, you come listen where you can learn, because you out there. Jesus never lost his pure perspective, willing, facing death for what he knew to be true. Solomon, on the other hand, began swiping his kingdom, colored glasses for lenses shaded with cynicism and doubt in the latter half of his life. It started taking God at his word that we live in a fallen world where life only meaning when acted out against a backdrop, God's presence. Solomon decided to test the theory himself. His conclusion, life's meaning only when God is the context for it all. It is possible to track Solomon's spiritual, intellectual progress by reading what he wrote, the Songs of Solomon, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes. The Songs of Solomon represent Solomon as a young king, very energetic, full of zeal for God. Proverbs seems to represent Solomon's nature as a king, the height of his literacy output, scientific inquiry, and kingly stature. Ladies and gentlemen, if God asked Solomon, what do you want? Do you want Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, Queen Latifah, Robert Underwood, Catherine Mills? What do you want? Solomon said, I want wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But today we pastors and ministers, I want you to hear me, Robin, we don't have sense enough to tell the children to go to the wisest book in the Bible, Proverbs. Put the children in Proverbs, pastors. You're making a mistake by not telling them to go to Proverbs, and their mothers and fathers need to be in Proverbs. Because when you're in Proverbs, you're dealing with wisdom. Proverbs 3, your ways are not my ways. Your thoughts are not my thoughts. Bind it on your night, write on your heart. God saying, follow me. If you follow me and listen to me, and with all the wisdom and knowledge, get understanding. When you have 31 of them, Robin, it's 31 days in a month. So it's one for every day. Whatever day it is, read it. 25th, 26th, the 3rd. And then sometimes you can read through. And then as you grow up, you go to David, the psalmist, for praise and worship. Stay there, Robin, for 1 year. Get your children, get your husband, get your mama, get your sister. We have to grow in knowledge and wisdom and understanding. These marriages don't last because the husband and wife don't grow together in the word. That's why out of 100% of the marriages in America, 89% of people in uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, in 5 years divorced. Guess why?
They
Money.
got a line.
Money. Because they had no understanding. The husband has to go to Peter's 3 and read Peter's 3 to his wife. Husband, I'm not trying to hurt none of y'all none of y'all feelings. But if your pastor has not told you to go to Peter's 3, husband and wife, then your pastor did you a disservice. Your pastor will not come on here and tell me that I just didn't speak the truth. And Peter's 3, husband and wife, it tell the wife the first 6 verses how to deal with the husband. Number 7, he tell the man how to deal with the wife. You start with knowledge. And that's what's wrong with us. We want to rule a woman with this. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. No, you ain't no man. To be a man, you got to be the walking manifestation of God. Because you 40 years old, 50 years old don't make you no man. You a male acting as a boy, acting as an animal. Until you do the walking manifestation of God and have God dominion and power and take your wife or your woman and lift her up to God. I'm showing you tonight. This is the Johnny Binder Show. Get your wife, get your husband, get your girlfriend, get them on here. I can show you how we can stop all this killing and get our children, our kith and our kind. Jesus said first start at home, then go abroad. This is the Johnny Binder Show. It ain't my show. It's God's show because God saved Johnny Binder. Now I'm trying to save you with the word. I can't save you with my muscle. I can't save you with no money. But with what Solomon asked God for wisdom. He asked God for wisdom and discernment And that's what we need today. And that's why, Robin, we want to open up vocational school, because the devil gave our children something to do, and we got to give them something to do. So
Right.
I'm asking the pastors, please hear me. You don't know it all. If you knew it all, you have 50,000 to 100,000 people standing outside your church trying to get in to hear what you got to say, and you don't have that. Only person had that was Martin Luther King, that had 300,000 people down in 1963. After him is one more. Notice that. Minister Farrakhan, with 2 million men, 1995, October 16th, 80% almost was Christian. And the Muslim and the Christian women sent their husband down there not to be nothing, but learn how to treat a man, treat a woman. One wife said, look, go and find out how to treat me. I'm tired of being the man and the woman. Can you just be the man for 30 days? Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. 30 days. I'll take the other 11 months. Just 30 days, baby. Go down there and listen to the minister. He teaches the Muslim, the Christian, the Baptist. It's one God, one faith, one baptism. Tonight, I'm saying to the pastor, get yourself out of Ezekiel 34. You clothed yourself. You fed yourself. But you have not fed the flock. You have not fed the flock. And that's what's going on with us. And God said, Robin, that we have scattered our people all over the nation. In Revelation 12:9, Robin, Catherine, Frederick, God said, the devil, not anyone else, but the devil should deceive the whole world. The whole 196,940,000 square miles. Land-wise, 57,255,000 square miles. Water-wise, 139,685,000 square miles of water. We have been taught and can prove in no limited time that the earth weighs 6/16 of a ton, a unit followed by 21 ciphers. God said in Isaiah 40, have you not heard? Has it not been told? There's nothing too hard for me. This is why, Robin, we teach pastors, we teach bishops, we teach prophets and prophetess. We teach them because they do not know. If they knew, Robin, we got 400,000 churches. Why are we not free? Why don't we have our own private banks? Why won't we have our own private credit unions? Why won't we have our own private finance company? Why is Kirby John the only pastor built Corinthians 1 and 2, and then they crossed in with some Chinese bonds? And anybody was around him, I'm saying it publicly again, anybody around Pastor Kirby John that told him to take them bonds, whoever brought that white boy to him, and they didn't vet him, Pastor Kirby John, get rid of them, because they work for the FBI, the CIA, they are agent provocateurs. I'm telling you what I know. You don't know nothing about no snitches. You ain't never been in no prison. You've been in that one time. I've been arrested 41 times. I've been in 2 prisons. So you don't know, and on death row. So I'm telling you, as your brother, anybody in your camp, this is Johnny Bynum talking to you, Dr. Jeremiah, anybody in your camp told you to deal with that white boy. Anybody told you to deal with that Chinese bond. If they still around you and your beautiful wife, Suzette, that helped it up, Suzette, we love you. You did a wonderful job. Anybody in your camp told you to deal with that filthy white boy that crossed you, but the cross is good because it makes you stronger and wiser. So don't you hold your head down. Hold your head up. You the prodigal son, and when you came home, your father had his hand out. He's going to give you the calf, going to give you a robe, going to give you the ring, and have a feast for you. And that's what we need to do, and stop looking backwards and look forward. What was that? Okay. So, and look forward. So to you, Pastor Kirby John, this is your little brother, and I'm going to bring you how we can keep people from going to prison. And when the people get out, I'm bringing the paperwork to you, how the recidivism rate can stop. Who would know better than me? Who been arrested for it one time? See, a lot of people talk the talk, but they ain't never throw rice at a wedding. These Negroes tickle me, Robin, talking about they're a gangster. How you had a damn gangster? You ain't never had a fist fight. You ain't never throw rice at a wedding. How you a gangster? Where you a gangster at? When did you have 100 million? When did you do any of this here? When did you fight 7 police officers? When would you go on death row for killing the police officer? When did you have a 4-month trial, 300 witnesses, 9 lawyers, 4 months? When did you get 18 years for robbing a jewelry store and they put a $50,000 bond on your head? When did you have 5 fights with the baddest Negroes in the penitentiary? When did you do that? When? So God, Robin, save me. A nobody, a jackass, a dummy. Now I'm Boaz. So God saved me and brought me back. Now I'm reaching millions of people. Me and Ghetto Boys, Willie D. How would I be able to do more than Cat Williams? And Cat Williams is prolific on his show. I beat out all the celebrities on the show. I'm up to 9 million. They ain't got but 200,000. No one got a 500,000 in Scarface. Why? I'm not no celebrity, but I am for God. Not for Hollywood, but God would. Because I wasn't talking about me, Robin. I was talking about what God done for me. Catherine was sitting there. Medina was sitting there, and they heard me speak professional, in depth about how God saved a fool like Frederick and myself. God saved us from ourselves. So I'm on this show tonight, not my show, our show, to tell our children, you've been hit in the head. You have a devil sitting on one shoulder, angel sitting on the other. Both suggest us all the time. We must learn to be wise enough to recognize the voices and follow the angel. As a positive negative side of every situation, Robin, Catherine, but we always look at one side and regret ourselves Satan. The only way I could have went to 8-9 million views, I wasn't no comedy. I ain't in Hollywood, but definitely I'm in Godwood. And because what's in my head that come out my mouth, from my heart, God is lifting me up to do the redemption of the American Gangster, Johnny Binder story. God wants me to put that movie out, Robin, where we can catch millions of children. The other movie had to come down, Robin, because Frank Lucas was a snitch. You cannot be a snitch. You cannot be a snitch and a gangster. You can't be a snitch gangster, a gangster snitch. Either you a snitch or a gangster. I have nothing against Frank Lucas, but I have something against a lie. And he's not a gangster. He's a snitch. And he told on his whole family. He just told on the dirty police. He told on everybody but his mother. His wife is going to take the witness stand in my case. We're talking about Johnny Binder. You thought we weren't going to get to me? So that's what we're here for. I went on Willie D's show to talk about Johnny Binder, the movie, where I could take the movie and catch the young people, where me and Frederick and Catherine and Robin and whoever else with us can open up vocational schools the same way Marlon Gibb did, the Jefferson. If a maid from Jefferson can open up a show, then we can. We need to open up vocational school because the devil gave our children something to do. Now we got to give them something to do. And that's our job, Frederick. We have to open up vocational school. Once we open them up, then we can teach them about God. It's hard to teach about God with all the distractors. They hungry. They need money. And you try to talk to them, old school, man, I'm broke, man. I don't hear you. Bread of Life, St. John, Pastor Rudy Rasmus. He wasn't teaching about God. He had Bread of Life. He was bringing the people in and feeding them. Then he tell them about God. He bring them in and feed them. Then tell them about God. Now he got 20-some thousand people St. John, him and his wife, Juanita. They travel all over the earth saving people's life. Back to Kirby John Caldwell. Thought I forgot, huh? Mr. Kirby John Caldwell. God is going to use you the way he uses me, way up here. And he's going to use me way over here. We can do the work, Pastor. And don't you ever hold your head down. God allowed you to go through that where you could feel what millions of people have felt in prison. The same reason I went. So again, but whoever in your camp, whichever one of them fellas around you that's informants and snitches and agent provocateurs, whoever drove you down there and did not tell you about them Chinese boys, did not vet that white boy whose license had been gone for 2 years, whoever agreed because you had 5 charter schools, huh? You had Corinthian Point 1 and 2. You had the Power Center, NAACP. You had everything. I think you had Burger King and McDonald's. Then you had Texas Children's Hospital, where if the people leave and didn't have insurance, they would have it for the get. Then you open up a place for over 55. And you say one day they'll be able to go free. And then when you went to speaking about Donald Trump and the dirt he did, they sent them people after you. Nobody with a pastor of your magnitude, they automatically pose to vet anybody come around you. I don't care if they black, white, pink, or brown. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to teach y'all how to stop being trapped. Puffy was trapped. When Puffy went to talking about the revolution, they pulled all that stuff out, ran to his house. They already had it on him, and that's why they won't even give him a bond. Everybody else get a bond, but Puffy can't get one. Did he do some wrong? Yeah. But do he deserve no bond? No, he do deserve a bond. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what they're doing. Now they want to bring Tyler down. Now they killed Michael Jackson. They killed Prince. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Nat Turner, Demar Beasley, Gabriel Prosser. They would have killed Farrakhan if they could have got to him, but they know the whole world blew up. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this government don't give a damn about poor people. Anytime you take $900 billion for Medicaid, Medicare, insurance, Head Start, SNAP, are you serious? And you never gave these people their reparation? But you reparize everybody else? And then you take our Indian brothers and put on a reservation and try to turn them into drunks again? The same way you put smallpox in the blanket, the same way you blowed up Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921 and killed thousands of people, and not one of you low-down, rotten individuals have never been indicted for, but you was down there for Tatum because Tatum was the second deepest oil field, Frederick, and they didn't want us to be billionaires and millionaires, so it's time for you pastors to come sit down where we can teach you how to teach your people so we can be successful and stop these damn Sunday morning disco, star show, and political horse center and pimps in the pulpit because what you're doing ain't nothing. How in the hell we got 400,000 churches? We take in almost $14 million, $1 billion a year, but we sitting up here broke. And all the first got some money is a few pastors. The storehouse supposed to take the money. And we supposed to have our own bank, Pastor. The same way I told Pastor, oh my God, Ratliff. Pastor Ratliff had 12,000 people, had 12 million. Got a new car every 6 months. Opened up McDonald's on the thing. Opened up the Joe Ratliff Center. I love him. I went to him. I said, Pastor, I said, let's open up a bank. He looked at me like, okay, but never said nothing to me. Pastor Ratliff, listen to me again. If we had our own bank, don't miss this, Fred, all that $400, $600 million we give in interest and principal, all the billions of dollars on interest and principal Real estate is the biggest ripoff in the world. Y'all didn't hear me. 30 years. It's principal and interest. I know you should never send me to prison. You should never send Johnny Bond to prison. Because when people playing domino, I was playing God knows. And when they thought it was a cemetery, I turned to a seminary. I'm here to tell the world. I'm telling black people, listen to me. If we had our own banks, we all be successful. Because Frederick, we could take the interest of our money and invest and have our own black Wall Street, have our own black Sharp Tank, the same way they do. We had 100 black Wall Streets. In Wilmington, 1898, they tore that one up. They dismantled every black Wall Street we had. They dropped the bomb on us twice, Frederick. You do know that, right? They dropped the bomb in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then they dropped the bomb in Philadelphia on the movement in 1985. Why would you drop a bomb on your own people? It's the same thing Trump trying to do right now in Washington, D.C., to federalize the police to go up in there to create a problem when the people say they can handle it themselves. And then now they're talking about going to Chicago. And the mayor and the governor and all of them told them, don't come down here with that mess. The man is trying to start a war. The man is narcissistic. If he, in his mind, I want you to hear me, Mr. Trump, in his mind, he said, if I go, everybody go. That's his mindset. If I go, everybody go. I'm with Putin, and y'all ain't gonna give me no third term, then I'm gonna mess up America. That's his mindset. That's his mindset. And we are so ignorant. We got a man, the president, with 34 felonies, Catherine. With one felony, you can't even get an apartment. So the law switches for him. Barack Obama had 2 felonies. One, he would have been the president. If Clinton would have had a half a felony, would have been the president. But here go a man with 34 felonies, the president of the United States of America. The Constitution is tore up from the floor up. How do you allow a man that didn't even show his taxes in the first one? Now you're a felon in the president. To you, Pastor Kirby John Caldwell, my beloved pastor, my brother, and my friend. Suzette, you did a wonderful job. And I want to thank you for praying for me. One day when I was in a pickle, my whole mind was going off. And you told me, come here. And you and some other ladies, but you prayed over me. And you helped save my life. I was so upset that morning. I had gangsterism on my mind. And I wanted to go back and be Johnny Bond. And I'm so glad that you prayed for me and asked God to heal me. Pastor Kirby John, let me pray for you. You hold your head up. And God gonna give you your ring. God gonna give you a feast. He's gonna give you a robe. Spread your wings. Do your work. You'll be more successful now than you ever been in your life. I'm more than what you think I am. I'm a servant of God.
Minister Bond.
Yes.
Oh, I got a question. So when we started the show, we were talking about old game, still a game. Considering all we've spoke of during this podcast, what do you think? How does you think that apply?
It applied by him going to jail. And when you're talking about old game, new game, they tricked him. And that's why I'm bringing Pastor Kirby John up, because I know him personally. I have to show the people, if a pastor of this magnitude can get tricked, then the children that's in the gangs going to get tricked. The children that's coming out of school going to get tricked. This man was a mega pastor, and they sent a white boy with a Chinese born that had not had his license for 2 years. If they would have vetted him, then pastor would have never went. So the uncut truth is right here. The game, and game. That's why I'm telling the story about Johnny Binder and Pastor Kirby John Caldwell, where we both been to prison. I'm trying to get him to understand that now God is going to use him more than ever. So it takes somebody like me. See, other people have sympathy. I have empathy. Because if you ain't been to prison like me and Frederick, then you can't talk to Pastor like I'm talking to him. Because you don't understand. You ain't never had to go in there and bend over and spread your cheeks and go in your room and eat that dog food. So you don't know nothing about that. Stand in line, stand up and count, go back to your room, a riot, fight, finna stab you. They tried to kill me 5 times. So I qualify to tell Pastor Kirby John about them rat and snitches around him. And I'm going to say it again. Whichever one told you and brought that white boy to you, get rid of them. They work for the Fed. All that smiling in your face. Yes, Pastor. Want to go get the water, Pastor? Bring the car around? Yeah, okay, Pastor. 1 minute. Okay, I'll stay there with you. They ain't never throw rice at a wedding. Listen to me. I love you. I don't know which one did it, but I know this. Whoever told you to do that Chinese born, and whoever brought him to you, because you didn't know where he was at, and whoever brought that to you, all of them work for the government.
And
Yeah,
Minister, just to put it in context for people that are not from Houston and may not know Pastor Kirby John's journey, can you tell us about that, how he got in trouble and what the Chinese bonds are about?
He was a prolific pastor that opened up 5 charter schools, one in his mother name, Miss Jean. He opened up the Power Center. And we had our own Power Center where we could do and bring all kind of stuff. Our shows and that go to the White Folks Hotel. He built Corinthian Point 1 and 2. He the first pastor, Catherine and Frederick, Robin, if you can hear me, that opened up Corinthian Point 1 and 2. No pastor in America has ever built 2 subdivisions of that magnitude. Then he went and opened up Texas Children's Hospital on the campus. I don't think you heard me. Texas Children's Hospital, $1 billion hospital. They opened up on the campus. And he told the people, all of you got insurance, good. But if you don't have insurance, we still gonna treat you. And before you leave, you'll have insurance. And then he was talking about how Trump was messing over black folk because he was with Bush at one time. He left Bush and went to with Barack, and they got upset because I think he spoke and prayed for Barack. So what I'm saying to you, Catherine, and the reason I'm talking about this is uncut. Can't nobody else talk about it. They don't qualify. How they gonna talk about Kirby John? They never been to prison. I was around him, and if I'd have been in the thing, and somebody brought Chinese born to him, I'd have said, what? Oh, no. Who brought that? Who? I'd ID'd him right then. And then would have investigated that white boy and got rid of him. He never would have went to prison. You don't let no pastor that magnitude put him on Front Street. If somebody want to do the Chinese born, let somebody else do him. There we go. There she go. Put her back on him. Let somebody else do him, not him. He's too prolific. He's too powerful. It's the same way they killed Martin Luther King, putting him on that balcony. Yeah. Jesse and Andrew Young, they had no right to put Martin Luther King on a balcony, had more threats on his life than anybody on the planet Earth. So why would you take that man and put him on the balcony? Because they was down with that. That's what I said. I got the book. You seen it? The lawyer wrote it. We always had agents and provocateurs. This is what this is about tonight. You got up here Uncut Truth, Old Game, Still a Game, American Gangster Redemption. This is what I'm talking about. Because we keep on letting these snitches around us unwilling agents. They around us. They in the nation. They in the church. They in the synagogue. They your friend. Some of them dating you. The feds are so cold. If they want you, what is phone at? What is phone at? They'll get you right here with the 16. Ooh, I got a 16. I got a 15. I got a 17. And they listen to everything you say. So it's a con game. Your Facebook, your Instagram, you tell on yourself. We've been set up. That's why I told Robin, all the young people, that 90% of them Negroes with you is snitches. They gonna talk. These Negroes giving up their mother. In the last 20 years, more mothers been going to prison for their children in the history of time. How in the hell you give your mother up? How you do that? So again, Catherine, Pastor Kirby John Caldwell is one of the most prolific pastors on the planet Earth. And his program was so powerful, they had to stop him. And that's what they did. So again, my beautiful sister, that's why I brought it up. I've been wanting to clear the deck. And what it does, it make other pastors, it make other children see that the people around us, the only way they can know what we're doing is the people around us going to go tell it or go set us up. And with these phones, or come to us with a Y on. I don't know if you know what a Y is, Catherine. They'll come to you and talk to you. Catherine, you remember when we had them 2 keys of cocaine? Girl, we had fun, didn't we? How much money we made? And why you with your dumb self, you say, oh, we made about 100,000. You finna get you a life sentence. That's conspiracy. Because you just talked your way into it. They got the mic on. So I'm giving these snitches up. That's why I told you about Frank Lucas. He got to go. He got to go. He ain't no gangster. He a snitch. I stand on this. And I have truth. And the truth will set you free. Pastor Kirby John Caldwell, one of the most prolific pastors in the state of the United States, I think is on 611 Oral, did a great job for 30-some years. Ladies and gentlemen, he touched his 3rd sermon Sunday. I think he have his 4th one this Sunday. So I'm asking all of you to support him, love on him. But again, Pastor, if anybody in your camp that's still around you told you to do that Chinese born or advocated it or brought them to you, all of them work for the government. Because you so powerful, they will put around you some monkeys that work for the government to bring you down. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I think. And I'm going to make sure you get this tape. I'm going to send it directly to you where you and Suzette can look at the people around you and make sure you have no government agents around you, or agent provocateur, or plain snitches that get paid and work for the government. I'm giving them up. So the government saying, okay, they hear Jeremiah, but they ain't going to believe him. It's the truth, and the truth will set you free. So again, young people, get out the game. This Johnny Bonner talking to you. Get out the game. If they go at a man that big, a pastor that big, then what you think they'll do to you? If they call some man of that magnitude and put him down there in Beaumont almost 5 years, what you think they'll do to you? Get out the game. I'm going to let my brother Frederick speak to y'all and tell y'all about the 20-some years he did. And he learned and studied. And if he didn't, he'd have came out dumb and fell right back into the citizens rate. This is the Johnny Bonner Show, where we can teach you that truth. We have to learn what truth is, where we can stay away from lies. And these people don't want us free. They don't want us with our own banks. They don't want our own credit union, our own finance company. If we would do what our Chinese brothers did right there on Bel Air and open up our own institution, keep our money in our own neighborhoods, Frederick, we would be millionaires and billionaires. But all the money we get, we run the massa for a Chanel purse, some Michael Jordan tennis shoes, for some jewelry. Say, her massa. We must, us that believe in God, come together, use our money so we won't die a letdown. We die a legacy and break the generational curse. We had a puppeteer, Frederick, and the puppeteer controlled the puppet. And Frederick, the puppet is being controlled and don't even know it. What's up, my nigga? What's up, fool? What's up, stupid? And we shoot and kill each other. And they laugh at us with the Willie Lynch letter from 1712, fear, distrust, and envy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want Fred to tell young girls and young boys, because 500,000 women locked up now. Tell them how to stay out of jail. And this is why we open up vocational schools where we can save our children. Brother Frederick, please speak to these young people and let them know how important it is not to go to prison, because there's nothing to play with, because you can get killed while you're there. And the way they got the time, now with no parole, you'll never get out. Frederick.
Thank you.
Speak up.
Oh,
Speak up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you once again, Dr. Jeremiah. The main focal point is discipline. We have to become disciplined. Because struggle is ordained. After difficulty comes ease, and we all done had some difficult moments in our life. We done all had trying times. I think, I don't really like to get too into the scripture reference, but I like to speak the truth as I know it. And the book I'm going to come out of is the KJV, the Holy Bible, for a moment, if I may. And I'm coming out of Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says this here. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right there, brothers and sisters, what I'm trying to show you, this is where the conspiracy act started.
Come on.
The conspiracy act started when you go into the courtroom. If you are coerced into talking and volunteering information without knowledgeably knowing that you are giving this up by talking to one of your friends, one of your relatives, etc., they can charge you with conspiracy. 2 to 10. Now, when King Herod, as the brother was speaking earlier about when he opposed the question to Robin about why did the babies was being murdered, meaning the male child from 2 to 20. Because this was preordained that this happened. Just like it's preordained that you young brothers and sisters go through what you're going through now. Because this prison system was designed and built before we was ever even thought. It's gonna be here when I'm gone. It's gonna be here when you gone. But what we need to do today is re-educate. But we first got to de-educate, meaning that we got to script you from what you think you know and start instilling in you what you need to know. See, if we take charge of our posts and we walk that post in a perfect manner and we keep it always on alert, the adversary of the enemy cannot come up with the deceptive intelligence to trick you and manipulate you and persuade you into doing something that you don't need to do. See, I was tricked. I was made a fool. I was a clown. I got caught up in conspiracy. And I went to prison. And I did 21 years in the federal penitentiary. I was all over the federal system. A lot of brothers know me. A lot of brothers know my credibility. A lot of brothers know that I'm a straight up cat. A lot of brothers know when I speak my word, I'm going to speak the truth as I know it. I'm not easily persuaded. I'm not easily influenced. You can't get me to do something that I don't want to do. You can't tell me what I can and what I can't do if it's not with truth. However, I was one of those same brothers that was lost in the sauce. To this brother, Dr. Jeremiah, and I'm not putting stripes on the brother, and I'm not trying to soup the brother up to be something that he's not. But I got to give credit where credit is due. I got to let you know, young brothers and sisters, that what this brother is saying has a lot of merit. Some of the things that you don't want, don't say that you don't want it. Take it and put it on the back burner of your mind, because it might become a time when it might have to resurface, and you might have to instill that into that moment of the situation that may arise for you to think back on what was said. So what this brother did, he took a brother like me and he instilled in me something that my father didn't instill in me, something that my mother didn't instill in me. And that was courage, that was knowledge, and that was discipline. He introduced me to a teaching. And I took those teachings and I applied them to my everyday life. That helped me manage to get through the prison system for 21 years. I didn't join no religion because I was a coward or I was afraid. I didn't join no gang or no organization because I was a coward or I was a gang. I was afraid. I took what the brother gave me and I educated myself with it. And look at your brother now. So if I can do it and he can do it, which I done witnessed him do it with my own eyes.
Thank you.
The brother shut down compounds after compounds. The brother was an advocate and a voice to be reckoned with. And for all those brothers who soldiered with this brother like I did, can tell you the same thing. So when the brother speaks, the brother not just making up something. He's not telling no fairy tale stories. He's giving you the live truth. I was there with him. And I witnessed this. A lot of people slandered him after he left. A lot of people backbited after he left. But I took that brother's name and I didn't let it be used in vain. And I will not let it be used in vain right to this day. Because I put my life on the line for this brother. Because I've been taught to give my life before my word should fail. Because my word is bond. And that's something I was taught to stand on. So I know when this brother called me and asked me to be a co-host of his show, this ain't something that just happened by coincidence or by chance. This was God's plan.
God ordained this.
Because me and this brother talked about this here almost 30 some years ago. Matter of fact, it'll be 32 years to be exact. Because we met in 1993 in Erie, Oklahoma. I became a registered Muslim. He got his ex, and we soldiered. To this day, brother, I'm still holding strong. I'm still devoted. And I've studied all religion. And I know it like I know the back of my hand. But I'm not coming here to serve you religion. I'm coming here to offer you the truth, to give you a way of life, to give you something that no one else was able to give you. And that's an example, brother. I'm not perfect. And I'm not going to stand before you and say that I'm a saint. Because I done did everything for the devil. I done tried his mighty name. And it failed. But I tried God's name. And look what God has got me. Look where God has brought me. And I'm still growing. Because I'm just a baby in this. But what I'm trying to get you brothers to see, man, is education is the key to unlocking your
And we're going to get them the vocational schools. Read what Miss Sampson said, Frederick.
It is essential that we consistently encourage our community to seek knowledge and combine formal education with informal methodologies, including reading and interacting with others. I'm going to say that again. It is essential that we consistently encourage our community to seek knowledge and combine formal education with informal methodologies, including reading and interacting with others. See, and what she's saying is, you have to want for your brother what you want for yourself. See, there was a story in the Bible by Cain and Abel, and the question was posed, am I my brother's keeper? See, we got to be our brother's keeper today, not just by lip service, not just by professing, by demonstrating the word. And when you are able to stand on the word, you are able to become the word. Because whatever the mind can conceive, it will achieve, brother. You didn't hear me. But in order for us to do that, we have to have love, man. Love. And I'm not talking about that old moochie love. I'm talking about freedom. I'm talking about justice. And I'm talking about equality.
That's the only love in the world.
Definition of love. So you got to be free to exercise your own thoughts. You got to be justified when it comes to the law. And you got to be made equal to all mankind. Because this is what your Constitution says. Ain't what I say. They say you was 3/5 of a human being. But I'm here to beg the difference. That we're not 3/5 of a human being, because Dred Scott versus Stanford did away with that law. Here was a man from the state of Missouri, bought his freedom, won his freedom. So if they saying you 3/5, they saying you only 6% of a human being. And the reason why they saying you 3/5 because they did something to make you that way. They kept the Bible away from our family members, from our ancestors, for 300 years before they even allowed them to read it.
What we couldn't even read, it wasn't just the Bible. They made sure we was function literate. They would kill one of their own or cut our tongue out, the wives or daughters that would teach us to read. When we read books now, we become function literate. I want to do something that you just did, brother. I want to give our people something tonight. That Robin, you back? You somewhere close? I want to give.
Robin had to drop.
It's beautiful. We love her. She was on there good. We loved on her, and she did a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give y'all something, Frederick. And if y'all call on God, I don't care what you in, you can get out of it. God said, give me all my heavy laden, give you rest. Young people, I want y'all to stay in Proverbs. Please, pastors, help me. Help me open up the vocational schools. Help me open up vocational schools in Chicago, in Houston, Dallas, Miami. Come on, y'all, Detroit. We got all this money. We ain't doing nothing with it. We're not spending the money on the children. $4 bought a $62 million jet. He already had a jet. He could have kept the jet he had and took that $62 million and been a hero and helped me open up vocational school. He ain't opened up one because it's all about him. He's narcissistic. Most of these pastors are. If you're not helping the people and you're not trying to help the people survive and be successful and give our children plumbing, electrician, welding, over 1 million black women been kidnapped in the last 10 years. We need security. I've never heard one of you pastors say this. Not one. My young people, call on God, God mighty creator, the God who sees me, the God Almighty. This is the Johnny Binder Show. The everlasting God of the eternal God. The Lord will provide. The Lord Master. The Lord who heals. The Lord my banner. Consuming the jealous God. The Holy One of Israel. The Lord is peace. The Lord of hosts. The Lord is my rock, my salvation. The Lord is my shepherd. The name, the king, the husband, the living God, the dwelling place, the refuge, the shield, the strange tower, the judge, the hope of Israel, the Lord of righteousness, the great, the God of Most High. Don't miss it, ladies and gentlemen. This God has 99 attributes. I'm just giving you 52. Where you can call on God. Don't call on Donald Trump. He can't help you. He can't help himself. He's going down. The Lord is there. The Father, Emmanuel, the light of the world, the child, the bread of life, the physician, the Lamb of God, the King of Kings, the Prince of Peace, Christ, the Messiah, Rabbi, the teacher, the Word, the cornerstone, the capstone, the bright and morning star, the Lion of tribe of Judah, the Lion, the Lord, not the Lion, the Lord, the friend, Alpha and Omega, Jesus the Savior, the bridegroom, the husband, the Son of David, the priest prophet, the Son of God, the Son of Man, God, good shepherd, the servant of God, the man of sorrows, the Redeemer. I am. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know God's attributes. Take this show. Catherine is going to chop it up. And you take this show and you listen to God's attributes. It's the Johnny Binder Show. We have a show to give knowledge, wisdom, understanding. To give you freedom, justice, equality. To give you food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and joy. I'm not knocking nobody's show. I'm not here to do that. But there's not another show that's giving you knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and joy. My beautiful sister, you on the phone? You want to come in? I sent you the link. You want to come in and say something to your brothers and sisters? It's millions of people who see this show. Would you like to come on and say something to young girls to tell them to go and be successful and not regretful, to go through what you've been through to be successful? Would you like to say something to these young girls on my show?
Can I do that tomorrow?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'll do that for you tomorrow.
I appreciate it. Please tell me you got the proof of fund, please.
Okay, we're going to go to break, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be right back and may have another guest, and then we're going to wrap the show up. So thank you for joining, and I'm going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Put it on. So
Yeah. me, yeah.
We might as well go ahead and let the cat out the bag now then, man, and let them know, man, to start right now following the Johnny Binder Show. Yeah, start following right now. Start following Johnny Binder Show on YouTube right now. Johnny Binder Show on YouTube. Start following right now. Look, let me tell y'all straight up. I have to hold him back at times. So, like, y'all think y'all hearing something on my show. I have to hold him back because this dude be on go. Like go. So I know y'all gonna enjoy his content. So make sure you follow the Johnny, but it's not the Johnny Binder, but Johnny Binder Show on YouTube and Twitch. So yeah, he gonna be streaming like y'all ain't seen this dude. Like he put in the work for real, and that's why I rock with him. He really do put in the work in the community. A lot of people talk that community talk.
90% of your crew is snitching. Get out of the game. Whatever money you got, go open some kind of business. If you don't know how to open, then do what my partner did. He gave his money to a restaurant owner. Now he rich because the restaurant owner paid him every month. He invested like half a million with him. And now he out of Galveston. So now he gets rich. Him and his wife got a big home. They come out of Texas University. If you ain't an entrepreneur, invest your money with Willie D. Or with Catherine, whoever doing business. With me, I'm gonna build 90 townhouses. I need 2.5 right now. So again, invest your money with somebody you can trust. But get out the game. If you don't get out the game, you're going to prison. And 85-90% of the time you do, when you get out, you'll be dead. It's not worth it. So this Johnny Binder talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah. Yeah.
All this old new boo stuff,
Yeah.
shooting and killing each other, man. That ain't gangster.
Listen to me. Yeah.
That ain't gangster.
Listen to me.
I want to wake our people up. And in the Bible, God says, "You destroy it for the lack of knowledge." I'm not playing. I don't do that. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm going to do everything I can. Because in Ezekiel 34, God said we clothe ourselves. We fed ourselves. But we have not fed the flock. And the flock has scattered all over America. So we, so-called ministers, pastors, and bishops, you cannot say we did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to me. Yeah.
My God. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to give my COO another thing. She put this beautiful stuff up here tonight, and I love it. Muhammad Ali, Malcolm, George Foreman, Sugar Ray. And which one is this with the belt on?
I want you to look at that real closely.
That's my son?
That's your son.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I thought that was my son, but I didn't want to say that. I'm keeping this just like that. This, thank you. This, you couldn't have done it no better. You know, Frederick, my son, was killed 2
No.
years ago. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Shot 13 times. A lawyer shot him.
That ain't the one that had Diamond Production, is it?
No. My other son had Diamond Production.
Okay.
Yeah. He ran it while I was gone. He had 2 championships in Colombia. And this sister thought that much of me to sit here. That's my new logo right there. I'm keeping this. That logo right here, I'm keeping it. I'm all right with this one.
I'm
all right with this one.
Yeah, she did a good job.
She touched my heart.
Yeah.
And I mean, she touched my heart. I want to say to the world, because we can't go over 2 minutes, 2 hours, because I don't want to not be able to chop it up. But I want to say in this 2-3 minutes, my son was a prolific boxer. He's innocent. The man divorced to sign a divorce. My son walked away thinking that he was a lawyer. And the lawyer came back and shot him. Then shot himself.
My God.
I'll probably do a movie one day about it, but first I'm going to do my movie. And then if God tell me to, why I can show young people from boxing to God, I don't know. But Gloves Up, Guns Down is about my son. Gloves, pick up the glove, live another day, pick up the gun, you die the same day. This is him right here.
Kind of glitching a little bit, yeah.
Yes. Can't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, over here. Well, where that is, right there it is. There it is. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. I just wanted y'all to hear the raw truth. I think my sister done said something. Read what she said, Fred.
To all the hosts and co-hosts, I would like to thank you all for sharing personal testimonies. This is a powerful way to inspire and motivate others to engage in well-doings or good works. We must continuously promote personal and professional development. Our community has become lazy and complacent, which causes stagnation. It is essential that we consistently encourage our community to seek knowledge and combine formal education with informal methodologies, including reading and interacting with others.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank Catherine. I want to thank Robin. I want to thank Miss Young. She was here promoting. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we will be one of the biggest shows in the world because we're giving knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and joy. Get your wife, get your family, get them on here. We tell you the truth. We show you what we've been through. I've been from death row to God's row. Frederick did 21 years. So we must know the truth. Here go 23, 24. I got to go. May God bless you. May God keep you. I can't go past 2 minutes. I got 5 more seconds just to tell you we love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Captain, for what you did tonight, you're going to get a bonus. I can't wait to give it to you. Thank you. Bless you. I can't wait to cut you a check.
Indeed, I receive it. You're welcome. Okay, good night, everybody.
Amen.
Good night.
to me.